For the first time, Victor Osimhen has now submitted a transfer request telling Napoli that he wants to leave the club, that he is fed up and he would appreciate it if they could help him and look for a job and, help foster the deal so that it goes faster to enable him leave the club. And this has now been confirmed by Napoli's director, Giovanni Manna, who released a statement. And in this statement, he said, Victor Osimhen has asked to leave the club. He wants to go. The situation is clear. There were already chances for his exit last summer. Victor wants to leave. We will see in the next 20 days. So from now to the next 20 days, obviously, Napoli are going to try to work very hard to see if they can get a club side for Victor Osimhen. It's not like they've not been doing this. They've been doing this, obviously, in the last couple of weeks, maybe even a few months now, because they also genuinely want to sell Victor Osimhen so that they will make way for the likes of Lukaku to come in, because Lukaku is obviously the preferred attacker that they want to include in their team this season. For the fact that the new coach Antonio Conte is a huge admirer of Lukaku, and then the coach has already started planning the new season without Victor Osimhen because of the situation between Osimhen and the club. The club had always wanted to sell Victor Osimhen this season. They had the chance to sell him last season, just like this director said, but for some reason, they did not sell him. And right now, it's proving very hard. Of course, Chelsea, Arsenal, and then PSG were the three top teams that actually wanted to buy this man, but it still has not crossed the line because the money is obviously way too much, and Osimhen's less than normal performance last season didn't also help the situation, because of course the price tag that was set was for last 2 seasons when Osimhen actually helped them to that Scudetto triumph after Maradona did it almost like 30 years ago. But then he has fallen down the pecking order in terms of his form, and then this is making it really hard for club side to actually remove that over 100 million euros to sign the man. But about the club side that are interested in signing Victor Osimhen, it seems that PSG had backed out a few weeks ago after Enrique, that's the coach of PSG, hinted that Osimhen may not really fit the style that he wants to play with, with the PSG side this season. And then also that they have 2 attackers already in the likes of Ramos and then Colomani already in their book. So after that, PSG sort of just cooled off and didn't really make much inquiries. Then for Arsenal made some really massive move, but they couldn't meet up to the transfer fee that Napoli was asking. So after that, Arsenal actually just went quiet. Chelsea, in a weird way, seem to have been the club that have really chased Osimhen for a really long time. They came with outright buy in terms of meeting the transfer, but they couldn't meet it. They tried loan, exchange with Lukaku and a few other combinations as well, but it still didn't work out. And the interesting gist right now is that Chelsea are still not giving up. In fact, their transfer gurus are still looking at different combinations on how to make this deal work, because they still have Romelu Lukaku, who's someone that Napoli wants to have in their team. And then, Chelsea also wants Osimhen. Just that, the price has been too much. But again, even though they've bought a number of strikers, Gil from Barca and then Omar from Atletico, they still have their eyes set on Osimhen. And, from what's happening right now, they could still make a bid before we see the transfer window closes this August. So this is what's currently happening right now with Victor Osimhen. And from the look of things, Arsenal are ready to fight, with Chelsea to the very end for the signature of Victor Osimhen. But we'll see what happens. Where would you want Victor Osimhen to go? Would you want him to be at Arsenal next season or at Chelsea? But moving on, guys, let me let you know that Samu has now reportedly arrived in London, where he is set to complete the final paperwork, to seal that transfer. Of course, Chelsea recently signed this man from Atletico Madrid for £35 million. And of course, he has done his medical already in France, in Paris. He did it in Paris because he was with the Spanish team that were actually competing for the Olympics. And good one for them. They actually won the Olympic gold medal. So this man is an Olympian, is an Olympic champion. But right now, he has, since the competition has ended, the Olympics, he has now traveled to London to complete everything that needs to be completed. And if everything goes well, he could even be in line to play their first Premier League match of the season against Man City that's going to come up on the 18th of August. But speaking of their matches, Chelsea actually have a preseason game today against Inter Milan. So definitely Maradona is not going to be part of it because he's still going to be doing his processing and all of that to join the club properly. But leaving that, just let me also brush through on one of our Super Eagles eligible players who also plays for Chelsea, and his name is Noni. I'm sure you still know that this man is very much available to play for Nigerian Super Eagles because he hasn't represented the English Three Lions at the senior level. But this man is obviously someone that has been doing a lot for Chelsea. He's been scoring goals. He's sort of an underrated player in a way because he's been trying his best, getting goals. Even from last season, we saw his contribution in the team, but because the team generally did not perform very well up to the standard that you would expect Chelsea to perform, so they faced a lot of criticism. But this season, he has been really good. We've seen him score a couple of goals in the preseason, played a number of good minutes thanks to Enzo Maresca. But the gist is Chelsea are actually open to selling this man this season, despite all of his efforts in the preseason. Chelsea still want to sell him, and they are saying right now that if they have a really good offer from any club side, that Noni Madueke is still potentially up for sale. Just like the way we saw with Conor Gallagher, arguably one of the best players in that Chelsea side last season. Already they have, some really great full list of wingers: Sterling, Modric, Dewsbury Hall, and a whole lot of these wing field players. So this is potentially forcing the likes of Noni Madueke out, especially because he is someone that can command huge money, in transfer market, just like with Conor Gallagher. So Chelsea are looking to actually cash in on this man because of the value that he has in the market. But moving on beyond that, just let me let you know that Super Eagles combative midfielder Alhassan Yusuf, who plays for Royal Antwerp, is now edging very, very close to joining the MLS, as the United States League. And of course, the latest now is that he has agreed a personal term to join the New England Revolution on a 3.5-year contract signature. The 24-year-old is, of course, someone that we love and respect. When he made his debut for Super Eagles, we saw his quality and all of that. But again, he's moving to the MLS. For me, I feel like it's still too soon for this man to go to the MLS. But it's looking very likely that the deal is soon going to be completed. So the gist is that Alhassan Yusuf is going to undergo his medical in Europe before flying over to the United States, where he's going to complete other paperwork that needs to be completed. But that's the update for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, and stay tuned. More updates coming soon.